So when I saw that we were going to be using the theme of deduction for the month of January in honor of Sherlock Holmes' birthday, I immediately thought that Matrix would be a great trick to do because the Matrix is, created by Al Schneider in the 60s, was named because of his mathematical background. Because in mathematics, a matrix is, a tool for deduction, a square or rectangular array of numbers used to deduce properties about sets of numbers. And then in logic, of course, the matrix is also a tool of deduction for solving logic puzzles, things of that nature. In magic, however, the matrix, as we know it, is 4 cards and 4 coins in a square or rectangular array, similar to the mathematical version. And in the most common versions, similar to Al Schneider's, the performer will cover the 4 coins with 4 cards, like so. And then through a process of magical motions or something along those lines, it will cause all 4 coins to be transported into a single corner, like so. I've always enjoyed this plot. It's one of the first ones I ever picked up. It's very visual, it's quick, it's pretty easy to follow. But I digress. When I realized that the end of the month was coming up, I had to ask myself the question, can your practice spare you for a few days? Because the game is afoot, and your participation may prove invaluable. So I began to come up with this little thing and put it all together. I didn't want it to be the same old hokey patter. I wanted to inject a little bit of history and knowledge along with the theme, and keep with the theme. Speaking of the theme, deduction, we're going to play on words and deduct 2 cards from what we're doing. Well, that leaves us with a plot that originated in 1891. Now, though this was being done with seashells and wine corks and things like that, probably far before this. This was the first published version by an Italian magician named Yank Ho. In his version, there were 2 cards. This was known as sympathetic coins or coins and cards, and you could only cover 2 of the coins at any given time when doing it this way. Now, you could cover 1 coin with both cards, of course, but that doesn't really afford you the same ability to use the second card as a means of cover for the other coins. So, it probably goes without saying. Anyway, this was traditionally done with a handkerchief. I'll use my close-up pad. The first coin goes under the pad or the handkerchief and pops up right through there to penetrate and show up under the card. Now the second coin stays right up here where you can see it, just like so, and that coin penetrates as well. Now the final coin usually is much more mysterious type of motion. Not a lot as much going on, but nonetheless it does get over there. Now that was a very old version. Now that version was actually put out, as I said, in 1891, which ironically or coincidentally happens to be the same year that the first issue of The Adventures of Sherlock Holmes was published. So the coin matrix in the way that we know it and Sherlock Holmes actually share a very similar lifespan in that regard. But to keep with our theme of deduction, we're going to deduct 1 more card. Now, a coin matrix with a single card doesn't offer the performer a lot of room for hiding things. Let's just say it. Now, no matter what you do, you're going to see a lot of what's going on. Unfortunately, there's really no way around this. So we will take the final coin of all of them, and we can just watch this one penetrate right through there, just like so. Now, one of my favorite things about coin matrix work is something that's been done recently, the surprise ending, where everything kind of backfires and jumps back to the original position. And I really like this. I think it's very visual. It's a nice adaptation of the plot, and it's just one of my favorite things to throw in when I'm doing this kind of work. The versions of this that I know were inspired by Derek Dingle and Shudogawa and some of their work. I've also put to duck 1 more card real quick. Also looked into a lot of the work by David Roth, Michael Amar. There's so many people who have worked on this plot. It's really hard to credit everyone, but The most modern versions that I particularly have worked on, and I think become very popular as of late, is barehanded matrix work, where you don't have cards, and they look a lot different. I'll try to give you a demonstration of that now. I'll say same thing, 1, 2, 3, and watch the fourth coin. Even without cards, you still see it jump over. Now that one kind of catches you off guard because maybe you don't really see it coming, but we'll give it next one a rub, and it'll jump right over as well. So that's 1, 2, 3 on this side. Watch that one. We're gonna watch them switch. Ta-da! I'm just kidding. All right, so we'll just reset these right here. Now, one of my other favorite things about barehanded coin work is its ability to replicate a lot of the things that people are doing with card matrices. Matrices, it's a weird word, and making everything happen in a flash. I wish I had more matrix to share with you, but that's all I got. I hope I did it justice. I hope you enjoyed it and possibly learned something about the history of this wonderful plot and magic. We'll see you next time.